Alrighty guys, you might want to lace your boots up nice and tight, roll the windows up, and fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bit of a rough and bumpy ride. Don't say you weren't warned. Your dog did what? Your fucking flea-bitten, ball-licking fucking piece of shit mutt did what? Cheese and crackers, dude. You know, if you'd have been on a fucking leash, that nut licker would have never fucking done this. I guess you're not aware of the fucking county laws, the fucking state laws, and the fucking federal laws that pertain to keeping a mutt on a fucking leash, jackass. Well, that's not exactly how it went. What do you say we sit down and have some lunch and let me explain to you what that little scenario was about? Got a little something to do with manning up, doing the right thing, and not being a judgmental prick. So let's have some lunch, guys. Alrighty guys, so what in the world was that all about, right? Well, first and foremost, my name's Pete. This is my channel, 1822 MC Adventures and More. What do you say we sit down and I will tell you why you should never ever judge a book by its cover. So let's sit down and have some lunch. Class is now in session. Alrighty guys, welcome to a very special edition of Saddlebag Lunch. There's quite a few lessons to be learned today, so pay attention. It's going to be an intense one at that. Okay. It's going to be an easy lunch though. For those of you that follow me, you know I'm fooling around with dehydrated meals and meals what I refer to as a mare, a meal almost ready to eat. Alright, what we're going to do today is I got some ramen noodles, and I have in there some spinach, some carrots, some potatoes, green beans and whatnot, just some assorted mixed vegetables to go along with the ramen noodles, and I have some ginger sesame tuna. So we'll throw all this together and hopefully it should be a pretty good lunch. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pre-soak this stuff in my little Boy Scout pot, and then while we're letting that pre-soak, I'm going to heat up a cup of tea, and we'll sit around and talk about things. Doesn't look like much. It kind of looks like a potpourri, but it's mixed vegetables and whatnot. Now I probably won't be using this. Hopefully that tuna will be spicy enough to flavor this up along with the vegetables. We'll see, right? Worst case scenario is I put a little pinch in there so I can have my daily overdose of sodium, right? Alright, so we're going to be drinking Earl Grey tea along with this here. One of my favorites. I like Earl Grey tea, I like Lady Grey tea, I like Irish breakfast tea, and I like English breakfast tea. And that's, besides green tea, that's about the extent of what I know about teas. Always open for suggestions though, because I have learned to like tea a little bit at a time. So you got a favorite tea? Lay it on me, I'm interested, I might try it. Okie doke, we're boiling. I'm going to dump this in here and we'll let that seep for a little bit. If you're new to the channel, that little cup right there, that is my River Country Products stainless steel cup with a lid. I like it because it has a lid on it. Works out really great as a drinking cup. that's starting to suck up some of the water. As soon as it sucks up most of the water, I'll add a little bit more and I'll put the fire to it. So what was I ranting and raving about a minute ago? Well, let me tell you. If you follow the channel, you know that my last overnighter, I wasn't really camping. What I was doing was simply spending the night in the woods, trying out some new food, and gave a review, a 3-year review actually, of my Trekker 2.2 tent. It was basically just a trial run because I have a bunch of road trips that I am planning for the summer that I'll be taking both Silver and Kemosabe, depending on where I go. If I take Silver, it will be a destination type of road trip. And if I take Kemosabe, we're going to be going to places that I'm not going to tell you where I'm at. You're just going to enjoy the scenery when I'm there. So back to what I was talking about. All right, so it went something like this. So I pulled into Dixon Field late in the afternoon because all I really wanted to do was set up my tent and go to sleep and get up the next day and go on about my business. It went halfway to plan. So in the morning, well, wait a minute, let me back up. So I pull in, and there's some people there, right? There was a guy in his van off to one side, and there was 2 guys in a camper that I don't know what you call them, Class B or whatever. It was like a 2-ton truck with a camper on top of it or whatever. Anyways, didn't think nothing of it, you know. We just kind of acknowledged we were all there and went to bed. And in the morning, this guy gets up and he's wandering off to the outhouse or whatever it was he was doing. I was still in my tent, and this fucking dog pissed on my motorcycle. Yeah, I didn't see it. I was still kind of half asleep, right? So this guy, when he seen me pull in the night before, he made a judgment call. And because of some of his background was the reason he made that judgment call. But when he seen me pull in on Silver, seen the way I was dressed, he immediately assumed that I was a nomad. Doesn't really matter what brand of nomad, but in his mind I was a nomad. If you don't know what that is, you might want to look it up. I don't really care to discuss that sort of thing on my channel. Plenty of other channels that will explain that stuff to you. We'll just say, been there, done that, still got a t-shirt, and live to tell about it, okay? That's the end of that story. We never talk about that again. So in this guy's mind, when his dog pissed on my motorcycle, not just my motorcycle, but my Harley, in his mind, he thought that I would go full 1% on his ass, stomp his ass, stomp his fucking dog's ass, and then make him fucking polish my bike. Just to start with, right? Well, it's not 1985 anymore. So he comes over after I get up. He comes over and he's like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, he's like, "I'm so sorry." He says, "I was walking out to the outhouse this morning, blah, 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 blah." He says, "I turned my back on my dog for 1 second and he pissed on your tire." And I kind of looked at him like, oh boy, where's this going to fucking go, right? And he's like, "Man, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Let me go get a bucket of water and some soap and a rag. I will wash your freaking tire." And when he said that, I was like, how could I do anything except say, fucking dogs are going to be dogs, man. I appreciate you being straight up and manning up to it. And we started a conversation after that. But my point was that when his dog pissed on my fucking motorcycle, he had a flashback to, like, we'll just say for the lack of the story, had a flashback back to the 80s. And he assumed the worst, that I would fucking go ballistic, and by all rights in that world, I had the right to stomp him, stomp his fucking dog, and then make him fucking polish my bike. And whatever else would be going through my mind at that time. None of it would be good, trust me on that. But when I lightened up on that, because it's like I said, he manned up. He freaking manned up owned up to it, and we started talking, and of course find out that he was a fucking Marine. His buddy that he's staying there with was a fucking Marine, and the other guy across the road was a fucking Marine. So we had a simplify moment, and everything was good. He washed my tire. I played with his dog and rubbed his belly and whatnot. He was actually a good dog. He's just a fucking dog, right? So no harm, no foul, and that was all because of the way the man handled it. He handled it like a fucking man. He didn't come over like a drunk fucking fat redneck with his belly hanging out. Oh, man, sorry, my dog pissed on your tire. As he's drinking a fucking Bud Light or a Modelo or whatever the fuck, right? That didn't happen. The other person came over, said what happened, manned up to it, and then fucking dealt with it, and we've been friends ever since. That's right. I would say that right there, other than the judgmental thing, that's called being a man and owning what you do, or at least manning up to what has been done. Oh, that's some good tea. But yeah, that situation, you know, it could have went a lot of different ways. It could have went sideways immediately. I mean, that guy could have, in all reality, he could have been a fucking meth monkey out there stinking the fucking place up and just kind of fucked me off, and then that would have been a really bad situation because I'd have had to prove a point. I really don't like doing that anymore. So let's check on lunch here. I think we'll just let that soak for another couple of minutes, and then I'll put the heat to it. Yeah, one thing for sure, guys. I'm sure at least some of you had your mother or your father tell you as a kid, do not judge a book by its cover. You should never do that. Good example of that was back in, what was it, the 80s when they started doing that stranger danger bullshit. Why was it back then that everyone that they would portray as that stranger danger shit was like a fucking biker looking dude or some kind of wild looking dude like he just walked out of the woods or something? Never once did they show someone with that fucking wandering eye that all motherfucking pedophiles have and that goofy fucking look that they have. I don't care what your fucking cultural background is. If you look on a sex offender list, they all look the fucking same. They have that weird fucking stare, a wandering fucking eye, and they just have a look that you know they ain't fucking right. Those are the kind of fucking people they should have done the stranger danger thing with, not fucking people that look like me that would fucking kill a motherfucker like that, whether it was my kid, the neighbor's kid, or a kid I don't even fucking know. Just the fact that I would witness some fucking crazy fucking shit going on with a kid. I'd fucking kill you over that fucking shit. Guess what? The only person I would tell would be your fucking parents. I wouldn't call the cops on something like that. I'd just take the kid home, tell his parents what happened, let them decide. They better make the right fucking choice. It doesn't involve fucking calling the cops. It involves a couple of fucking shovels. But enough of that nonsense. I kind of went off into a direction I wasn't planning on. Let's warm this shit up and have some lunch. You know what we're going to do? I think what we will do is hopefully soy sauce goes along with ginger sesame tuna. I think I'll put that in so I can get my dose of salt and I won't have to use the Ramein noodles fucking heart attack and stroke in a package seasonings. Hey. Alright, now I'm going to sit here and cook this, and through the magic of television, the next time I say something, it'll be done. Okay guys, here we go. There's green beans in here, there's some black beans, there's carrots, there's sweet corn, a little bit of spinach. I said carrots, right? I forget what else is in here, but as you can see, this should taste pretty good. Let's go give it a taste test. Alrighty guys, dehydrated vegetables, ramen noodles, and some sesame flavored tuna fish. Let's give this a shot. Man, with the vegetables in here, this is really pretty dang good. All I had to do was pull over on a side road, someplace quiet, heat up some water, let this stuff sit a little while, drink a cup of tea. Now I'm going to eat this, we'll pack it all up, and I'll be on my way. So probably 50 to 75 cents worth of dried vegetables, pack of tuna, and some ramen noodles, and I got me a decent lunch, don't I? So let's sit down and eat this. I'll see you guys in a minute. French cut green beans and spinach, yum yum. A black bean, yummy yummy. Yeah, time to sit down and chow down. I'll see you guys in a minute. So alrighty guys, after a nice tasty lunch, I'm packed up. It is time to get the hell out of here and hit the road and start looking for a campsite if I was actually traveling today. Today is just a saddlebag lunch, testing out a new lunch. The ramen noodles with the vegetables and tuna fish was a complete winner in my book. And like I said in the video, if something goes bad, just fucking man up. At least you'll be respected for manning up. And then do the right thing. You know, one of my heroes once said, life is tough. And it's even tougher when you're stupid. You can take that to the bank. So yeah, you get yourself in a pickle, just man up. 9 times out of 10, if you man up, the person that you have the problem with will respect you for manning up. So, with that being said, let's hop on the bike and get on out of here. You know the drill. Follow me. I know a shortcut.